Hello YouTube, this is Jamerica 5288 and today we're going to make Stamp and Go or codfish fritter, but this is not the Jamaican way. This is the Jamerica way. You'll see what I mean. Please stay tuned. Our ingredients are codfish that I boiled. First I soaked them and then I boiled them for about, I don't know, 15 minutes until they got flaky. Bell pepper, one bell pepper or a half of a bell pepper, depending on how much fish you have. I don't have a lot of fish here. It's not even a pound. It's about maybe a half a pound. Some tomatoes. I freeze my tomatoes, so I had to put them in some water to thaw out. Onion, garlic, baking powder, and flour. And of course, a scallion or AKA green onion. So first, I'm going to cut up the green onion. And I'm going to put it in. All of this is going to go in the bowl. Codfish fritters are also called Stamp and Go. I don't know where that came from. That's what my grandmother called them. And apparently Miss Donaldson, who made the Taste of Jamaica, she also called them Stamp and Go. So I guess that's an old term or old way they used to say it. Now they just call them codfish fritters. Some people don't even know when you say Stamp and Go to them that's what you're talking about. So codfish fritters, and if you go to a Jamaican store, Jamaican restaurant, and ask for it, tell them codfish fritters. And then there's no disparaging, no way they can't know what you're talking about. This one has seeds. Let me move this out your way. You can't see. I'm chopping it up and you can't see. So I lived out here in Texas, and one thing they don't tell you about the central Texas area, there's a lot of cedar. And a lot of people have cedar fever, so I've had a headache for a couple of days. When I first got here, I went to a neurologist and I didn't know. And then one of my coworkers said to me, hey, my wife has cedar fever and you seem to be sick the same time she is. And sure enough, that's what it is. So there's all kind of little allergens around Central Texas. So beware if you come out here. If you start getting headaches, it's probably allergies. It's probably not any brain, disease or anything. It's just allergies. A neti pot usually takes care of that. So I want to chop my bell pepper up real fine, okay? The consistency of this batter is like pancake batter. Except we don't want it to rise like pancakes. We want it a little, flat. Okay, I think I chopped them enough. Give it one more good chop. Put that in my pot quicker, my bowl closer, so I don't dump it on the counter. I love codfish fritters. They're a good snack, and you can put them in between some bread and have a codfish sandwich. This is my habanero or Scotch bonnet. Same thing. Cut that up fine. You don't want nobody to get a big chunk of habanero in their mouth or a big chunk of Scotch bonnet in their mouth. That is not pleasant. Ooh, and I can smell it. Just that little one like that. I did tell you guys before, and if this is your first time seeing me, I grew these. And the ones that you grow are a lot stronger than the ones you buy in the supermarket. Take my more habanero in there. And if you have sensitive hands, do not touch the Scotch bonnet without a glove. Don't do this without a glove because it can make your skin irritated. And here, garlic. end in the trash. Mince this up. If you don't like mincing it up, if you get a garlic press, it's a lot quicker than this. I have a garlic press, but I didn't think about it until I already started chopping it up. So now I have to finish the activity, finish what I started. The garlic press is a lot easier to get, especially when you want to get it really, really small. I don't mind though. Not mind. Just get all this stuff off my hands. Keep chopping. It's getting warmer out here. I'm getting excited. I got my little seedlings planted. I'm trying to space them out because, you know, you never know in February. It's tricky. Sometimes, you know, one day it'll be really, really hot and the next day it's freezing cold. So we've had, since December, since Christmas, we've had 2 freezes. One was just before Christmas and one was about 12 days ago. So, it's not over yet. I mean, well, I hope it's over, but it looks like it's over. My rose bushes are coming back to life. So that's a sign. That's a good sign. And I looked at some of my citrus trees and the branches. Some of the branches are still green. So hopefully most of them, if not all of them, come back. All I need is the root ball to be alive. It'll spring back up from the bottom. So just keep on hoping. Okay, I think that's chopped up good enough. See that? Minced up. There we go. Take my tomatoes. These were frozen. This came from my garden also. Take the stem. I was rushing to get these up because it was just before the freeze. I tried to keep them going as long as possible. I didn't get any tomatoes until fall. And then I had to try to wait for them to ripen. It seemed like they took forever to ripen. I like the way that piece looks. Take that off. But the tomato will give it a little bit of color. I wish I had fresh tomatoes, but this'll do. This'll do. Now I'm gonna start my frying pan. I need to put a little bit of oil in the frying pan and I'm gonna put it on a medium heat because I have to saute these vegetables. Let me get some olive oil. These vegetables are what's gonna give it the flavor. We want them to be soft when we put it into the mixture. So, let me get my onion. I always do my onion last because it always, you never know when I start boo-hooing. I need to clean this board off. I'll be right back. I can't work like this. I need a clean surface. Okay. So I'm gonna chop this thing up. Do my tic-tac-toe or my somewhat tic-tac-toe. And this one. Makes it real easy, huh? You don't have to chop as much. Yeah, I have it on. was wondering if my oil was going because I didn't hear anything. It's pleasantly heating up. I'll put the onions in first and then the rest of them. Okay, I'm gonna turn you around and I'll be right back. So I have my flame up, or my frying pan is ready. Onions first. Turn it down a little bit. I don't want to burn it. Get a spoon. We want our onion translucent, and we don't want any pieces like this. Take that out. Put it to the side. And just dropping stuff all over the place. I'm gonna leave it on 4. And I'll put the rest of them in there. Just want my vegetables cooked. Get it all out of there because I'm gonna put all this stuff back in this bowl. And while that's doing its thing, I'm gonna get my I'm gonna get my fish and I'm gonna start flaking it. I reserved some of the water that I boiled the fish in because I wanted to make sure I had enough salt in it. Most likely it's going to be right. And while you're flaking your fish, you want to make sure that there's no bones in it. So while I'm flaking it, I'm also checking for bones. And the fish is really easy to flake once you boil it for a little while. I just felt a bone. Where's it? Yeah, I feel them. A couple of bones in this one. See that bone? There's 2 bones. It's the worst. If you find a bone in there, get them out. Somebody choke on it. Here's another one. The package says deboned, but you know, I found almost 5 bones so far, so do not leave it to somebody else. Always check. Make sure. That is your responsibility to check the package. Yeah, they say that, but they're not there when you're choking. Go through and flake it. Make sure there's no bones in there. Turn this down. Make sure I don't run out of water in this thing. I don't want to burn my vegetables. I just want them to be cooked. Looks like they're close. Keep on flaking my fish. There's another bone right there. See that? See that? Another bone. Okay. And I'll be right back. So I've added the mixture to my codfish and I got my pan heating up. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take I'm gonna bring the water over and I'm gonna get some flour. And I'm taking about 1/3 of a cup of flour. And I'll put it in there. And then I'm gonna take some baking powder. And I'm gonna put a 1/4 teaspoon in there. A little bit more. Put that in there. I'm gonna mix my mixture up. Now, a lot of people are gonna say this is not the Jamaican way, but I like to make sure that my vegetables are cooked. So it may be a little different. This is the Jamerican way. The Jamaica way. I'll put some more. I used the salt water from when I was cooking my codfish. Did I see a bone? So when I was cooking my codfish, I reserved some of the water. And I don't want my mixture to be, you want it clumpy. You want it to have some kind of body to it, okay? You don't want it to be exactly like pancake mix, but you want it to, you see that? A little bit wetter than when you're making it a croquet or a salmon patty. You see that? Okay, it's lumpy, like a lumpy cake mix. Okay, I got my pan heating up. Not gonna put any more water in there. I got enough. I think I got enough flour in there. Let me taste it. And put some black pepper in there. Half a teaspoon. Mix it up. I'm gonna taste it again after that. I think it's gonna require some more salt. I don't think it has enough salt in it. I'm not breaking up the codfish. I'm just mixing it up. I'm gonna put a little bit of salt in there. And this Himalayan salt is very strong. So I'm just gonna put a tip. So I got a half a teaspoon here. And I'm just gonna put, I use my 1/4 teaspoon, but that's about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt in there. And let's see. Just a little bit more salt. So it's truly a half a teaspoon now. My pan is smoking, so I know it's ready for my oil. I reserved some oil from earlier. Put a little bit more. So what we're doing is we're frying it. So we don't want a thin layer of oil. We want enough to for it to come up on the sides. Let me get all this out of the way. While that's heating up. I like a tidy kitchen. I don't like a lot of stuff around or extra stuff around when I'm cooking. I want to see what I'm doing. No distractions. As my mother used to say, clean as you go. Clean as you go. Nobody likes a messy cook. Okay, the oil looks like it's almost there. Let's pull this camera up so y'all can see the frying pan. Sorry, I'm gonna be wiggly for a little while. All right, here we go. Always take your handle and pull it in. Don't put it over another fire, but you don't want it hanging out. It's dangerous that way, especially when you have oil. And we're just going to lay it in there. Okay? Where's my spatula? I'm asking you, I should know where it is. It's right here. I got it, I got it, I got it. Got on my Chicago shirt today. Not from Chicago, but I've been there. It was beautiful. I like it there. Don't want to live there, but I liked visiting. I love Texas. I'm not leaving Texas. Excuse me. That was my picking up a plate. Make sure this is not hot. I don't want it too high. I don't want to burn it. Mine is not as neat and well, they all look like that. None of them are going to be perfectly round, but they are delicious. If you can get a hold of one, go to a West Indian store, or Jamaican store, I should say, and ask them for a codfish fritter. They're gonna have them usually on the side because it's considered like a snack food. But I mean, they are so good. And I'll be right back. Let me get some paper towels. And I'm back. I got a paper towel to lay it down to sop up some of the grease when I pick it up. The spatula should drip some of it off because this is a slotted spatula. But for the oil that's the residual oil that's left on the fritter, let's see if this is ready. Still soft. For the residual oil that's left, that whatever the spatula does not catch. I don't know why I didn't bring this thing out. For whatever the spatula does not catch, maybe that's why. the paper towel will sop it up. And the reason why it's bubbling like that is because this is coconut oil and olive oil mixed together. So coconut oil is going to give you a foamy look. If you use vegetable oil, you won't get that. You won't experience this. Oh boy. Still soft on this side. I'm going to turn it over. Let it fry a little bit more. I didn't make very much. You could triple what I did if you have more than 2 people in the house. This is just for me and my partner. Drain off the grease. Let me turn it back up to 6. And what I'm doing is I'm starting it off on a high heat, and then I'm going to bring the heat down. So here I am. I take a spoon, and I'm just going to lay it in there. I have a small frying pan, so that is why I'm only putting in one at a time. And I don't have any, I don't have much more. I didn't want to use up more oil, so next one will probably be a big one. Or maybe I'll just do two small ones. Let's take a little taste test, huh? That's good. It's hard to mess these up. Really hard. Turn it down a little bit. Wash off my greasy hands. Paper towels are gone. Gotta get some more dish towels. And they're upstairs. Oh boy. Today was a quiet day for a Monday. Quiet day. Yesterday was Super Bowl. Everybody was excited and watching the game and watching Rihanna. And today was like, quiet. Went back into their shells. I don't know. It's falling apart. Yeah. Stop picking and picking. So you see all the foam coming up there. This is just the way it is when it's still wet. So let me tell you about the traditional way. The traditional way of cooking codfish fritters or stamp and go is not to fry or pre-cook any of your vegetables. So if you want to do it the traditional way, just don't cook anything, chop it all up, mix it all together, and put it in a frying pan. But remember, you might not have cooked vegetables at the end. So, your choice. You could do it my way or the traditional Jamaican way. They're so pretty. Look at that. Look at that. That's so pretty. I'm afraid it's gonna splash up on me. And I'll be back once I have them done. And here you have it. Codfish fritters.